It is May 17th. We are still putting clues together about the R1S.
One, that the second row does recline, and two, that it does have multiple positions to slide fore and aft. That can be pulled out and then rested up on that ledge. You see the lip there, and that is going to give you an even but inclined surface for when all the seats are folded down.
Hey folks, this video is brought to you by RivianStories.com. Please join us there to get the latest Rivian news, pics, and videos from Rivian owners and fans. We also have t-shirts, hats, and gear guides for your next adventure. Also, if you want to listen to the full episode of today's video segment, just search for Rivian Stories in your favorite podcast app. Lastly, please do like and subscribe. It actually does make a huge difference and helps us keep creating content. It is May 17th. We are still putting clues together about the R1S. We've got to get the actual inside story soon, but let's just go for it. One of the questions was whether or not this middle seat would lock in different places on the rail as it slides forward and backwards, and also how much space there is. This is a good picture. Open Wide shared it, and actually it was from the Facebook group, from John's group. And so what do you see here, and what are the answers we think we're uncovering as far as that question there?
So Mafro did confirm both of the things that we're seeing in this picture. And it's one, that the second row does recline, and two, that it does have multiple positions to slide fore and aft.
Another question that came up on RS, you can see the 60-40 split as far as it sliding forward, but there was this question, remember that this middle section will still come forward independently? Do you remember that really short video I showed where if you're getting like a snowboard or skis or something long, you can still leave those seats up but have a little bit of a lane to put something longer. So really functional middle row for sure. When we come to this back section, we've had a long debate about if there's going to be a hump or it's going to be flat. We have cracked the code. I don't think Mafro actually moved this, but Skylar will walk us through what's going to happen here to make this hump go away.
Yeah, so I am now fully confident that what happens is that load floor that is in the, I'm going to call it the level position right now, that can be pulled out and then rested up on that ledge. You see the lip there. And that is going to give you an even but inclined surface for when all the seats are folded down instead of that hump being there. And thank you for zooming in.
Yep. I absolutely agree, and it's super clever.
Yeah,
super smart.
You pull that piece out, and instead of resting below the hump and the lip, you rest it up on the hump and the lip, and that provides your inclined but flat with the seats surface.
Yeah, and you can see on the lower position, the flat position, so to speak, it's actually in like a slot to where it's kind of held in there. And then that lip makes a slot for the lower position and a ledge for the upper position. Correct. Super smart. Before we get to the other favorite thing on Skylar's look here, which are going to be these buttons. We got a subwoofer back here. Great HVAC access for the third row. There are cup holders in front of this armrest.
Bottle holders.
Oh yeah, bottle holders. I forgot. My bad. Sorry. Jeez. We have rails here, accessory rails. Jimmy, what's going to go in these rails?
Your guess is as good as mine, but if I had to say one thing, it would be an R1S based camp kitchen.
This is what we're hearing.
I do know one thing that is not going to go on those rails.
The crossbars?
I am going to go off the rails if we don't start getting some information on R1S timing, realistic delivery time frame. All the way off the rails.
Yeah. That's so true.
I cannot wait to hear about what they have planned for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wondering, obviously it looks like there's those two pieces that might slide up and down that you could use for tie downs or potentially something else. Are there other things that can slot in there as well to accommodate additional accessories or, I mean, it has a lot of potential, and I feel like we're overdue to get information on what Rivian's vision and plans for those are. But,
Yeah.
Kyle, we need to get to another one of the main points with this picture.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, that's for a power button to fold the third seats. And that is another thing that Mafro confirmed when he saw one in person, that there were buttons to power fold the third row, which is a great thing because it's obviously tougher to monkey into the vehicle to fold those manually.
And the reason that came up, guys, if you kind of missed our last one, is in the R1S owner's manual, it only mentions this manual lever. It does not mention the power buttons anywhere yet. And that might be updated. Same thing with our lift gate and our tailgate. We can clearly see the button here to lower the lift gate. But there's been questions about a button that you can just hit, because the actual owner's manual says that you can lift or lower the lift gate with your screen, your phone, or your key fob, but didn't mention a button. But we've also confirmed there's a button there as well. RJ confirmed it, along with Mafro. There is a little compartment down here.
I think that's the air compressor. Well, there's going to be power outlets and an air compressor. I think those are both on the driver's side. I think the subwoofer is going to be on the passenger side.
Oh yeah, subwoofer is this big one right here for sure. And a lot of times these little moldings here will hold yet another cover that kind of retracts, or some sort of divider privacy thing. Is that what you're seeing here?
Yeah. And the cool thing about that is there are those indentations to where you could cover up everything behind the second row if the third row was folded flat, as well as being able to conceal things behind the third row if it is up. So there's multiple positions of that. I'm a huge fan. I will have one of those. We don't know whether that's going to be included or an accessory, but if it's an accessory, then I'm going to pay extra for it.
You can see the button here. I think that this is the one that is exposed even when it's closed, because you have lights here that also shine down over the license plate.
Yes.
And so because this indents here a little bit, this is going to be your button right here. And then your camera is right here. So when it's closed, your camera's facing down.
Right. There's one other thing that I'm not sure if you guys know about the subwoofer and the R1T. It's actually an oval, and I haven't seen it measured, but it looks like it's a 6x9 speaker. And I'm curious whether it's going to be the same type of driver and by driver I mean speaker, subwoofer in the R1S as it is in the R1T. I actually hope that it is a larger round subwoofer in the R1S, because you have a lot more cabin volume that you need to be able to accommodate with sufficient bass.
That you have to be able to pressurize. And so I'm going to guess that it's still oval because of the shape of this rectangle, but maybe bigger. Who knows? All right, folks, that's it for this one. Again, catch the entire episode on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite podcast app. Until the next video, we'll be hanging out at rivianstories.com, so we hope to see you there.